time I was here, to share a number of things with you, and I hope you enjoyed that session very well. Tell me you enjoyed it. I know you did. Okay, remember that day I talked about 3 ways to make your idea go global. In other words, 3 things that can make your idea globally relevant. And I remember I talked about your idea being globally, having global implication, being globally applicable, and having global appeal. In other words, being globally appealing. And I've got so many replies, so many feedback about that presentation that it was so helpful. And guess what? I'm so satisfied. I feel happy that I was able to share something that makes a whole lot of sense to you and helps you push your vision forward. Today, I'm here to talk about how to even know which aspect of life to birth ideas. Sometimes people want to birth ideas. They already know how to make whatever idea they birth to become to have implication globally, to become applicable and appealing. What they do not know is yet another fundamental aspect, which is which aspect of life can they birth such ideas. Because just as I gave instance in that day's video, that you could create solution, okay, in a particular aspect of life, but if someone wants you to keep creating solutions in that aspect, you see yourself struggling with a lot of things because that area doesn't seem to be yours. It doesn't seem to flow from you. That is something you can keep birthing ideas in without getting exhausted. Now, but you know what? There's an aspect you find. If you're able to find your own aspect, your own, I don't want to use the word niche, but your own path, you find yourself birthing too many ideas and cannot run out of ideas. You cannot exhaust what you have up there because you have too many discretions, too many innovativeness around that area. And so the challenge is, how do you know that area? How do you find it out? And that's why I'm here today. Hope you're happy to have me. Okay, let's get started. So one way to know which aspects you should be able to better ideas, which area, which field, okay, is just yours when it comes to idea generation, is one, what do you find yourself fault when not done well? Any aspect of life that you find yourself fault constantly, each time things are not done well, the chances are that that's where your calling lies. If you begin to go into that area, you see yourself creating infinitely ideas and solutions. I ask you again, which aspect of human endeavor do you find yourself fault when not done well? Some people, it's fashion. Number of you, as you're looking at me like, this button is not well fixed, this flower is not well fixed, this black should have been here. Each time you see fashion, you see anything that has to do with fashion, you find yourself fault it when you think it's not done well. It means you have a calling somewhere around fashion. And guess what? If you give yourself to it, you see yourself birthing too many ideas in the fashion industry. And that thing is, which aspect of life do you find yourself feel deeply guilty when things go out of hand? This particular point is very sensational, can be very overwhelming, but you need to listen carefully. Which aspect of life do you feel guilty when things go out of hand? It's as if you are the cause of this. If you had done what you're supposed to do, it wouldn't have been so. And you're like asking yourself, who sent me a message? Like, why am I supposed to be blamed? But something is blaming you. That you can do something. You would have done something. There was a way you could have handled this, handled that, and the situation would have got out of control the way it has. Any aspect that tends to bring this to you points to the fact that you have a solution in that area. For instance, I'm a Christian actually, and I found something about me for years now. So it doesn't actually make me happy. It makes me, feel uncomfortable, but that's something I found about myself. And what's that? I noticed that whenever someone dies, each time I hear about someone's death, the first thing that comes to my mind is, where is this person now? In eternity. Eternity can be kingdom of God or hell. So where is this fellow? The second thought that usually comes is, if, for example, I feel this fellow might not have made it to God's kingdom. The second thought is, Inika, you're here. Why did you keep quiet and that this happened? I mean, This is someone I might not have met physically, but maybe we've been able to meet online. You know, or we've met physically, but we've not been able to have enough time to talk or whatever. But something in me will keep on blaming me. You've not done what you should have done. Did you send him the gospel? Did you preach the gospel to them? Did you share this one thing? Yeah, I always think there's something I can always do to save a soul from the agony of hell. No wonder one of my purposes in the Christian faith is to win souls. Do you get? He points to the fact that I have something to do. I have a role to play in the soul winning industry. It has to be an industry. Okay, in the soul winning ministry. Now let's come back to the physical life. Sometimes I've noticed that whenever, especially a child or a teen that grows up in my area or anywhere around my circle, when the person does not get life right, when the person doesn't seem to do well, to turn out well at the end of the day, something tells me, did you counsel them? Did you teach them? Did you approach them? Did you do this? Did you do that? When it comes to orientation and this person has grown with the wrong orientation, this person seems to get life wrong, something tells me, Ginika, did you meet him? Did you meet them? Rather, did you talk to them? And all that. So when it comes to guiding destinies entirely, I always find myself feel deeply guilty whenever I find a destiny, I find a person, I find a human go wrong in this area. Something tells me there was something you didn't do that you should have done. If you had done what you should have done, this fellow wouldn't have gone this way. I'm not saying that you should keep feeling guilty over people's affairs. I'm saying that any aspect of life that you find yourself feel guilty, if it's not well handled, mark that area. You have a solution to provide in that area. If you get into there to innovate, you will find yourself birth and innovate infinite number of ideas. I've talked about 2 things. Let's talk about the third one. Which aspect of life do you always see yourself improve? Correct. Trying to correct, trying to improve, trying to beef up. They've finished it, they've done it, and they give it to you, and something tells you, you can adjust here and there, you can get it, you can fix this place up, you can fix here and there. There's a way you can make it better. You know, there are some aspects of life that people just throw at you like this, and you look at it and you're like, okay, that's fine. Something doesn't tell you can do anything about it. However they've handled it, it's okay. But this other aspect that something tells you, you can do better, you can handle, you can improve. So which aspect of life do you always think you can improve? You can improve. You can get better. That aspect, if you give your focus to it, you will find yourself birth infinite number of ideas in that area. We've talked about 3 things. 1, the aspect you feel guilty when not handled well. 2, the aspect you find yourself fault when not handled well. 3, the aspect you see yourself keep improving, keep correcting, keep enhancing. Then the other one, which will the last for the day, is if your biography is presented here. In fact, even if it's your obituary, because all of us will one day die, if your obituary is presented here and I want to say exit of, what would you want them to say? Exit of a helper, exit of an entrepreneur, exit of a graphic designer, exit of a non-profit stakeholder, exit of an advocate, exit of a human rights activist. You know, ask yourself, exit of a surgeon, exit of anything, an economist, anything. So what aspect, what do you want to be identified with? If your name is mentioned in the United Nations or in the peak of the global card there, what would you want to be associated with? What would you want your name to be associated with? So that's why I talked about first your biography. Take for example, you're still living, but your name is mentioned somewhere. As your name pops up, what do you want to pop up beside your name? What's that? That aspect you want your name to be associated with. You have something to offer in that area. Considering these 4 things we've discussed today, can you go deeper? Think deep, introspect, and ask yourself, which aspect performs these functions in my life? Guess what? The funny thing is that most times As you ask yourself these 4 questions, where do I find myself fault? Where do I find myself improving? Where do I find myself feel too guilty about? What do I want to be associated with? Sometimes it can be very funny to notice that a particular area keep on, answering the 4 questions. Sometimes just about 2 areas, and because the questions are 4, sometimes you don't get to 2. You have one area picking one and 3 picking the other one. As in most cases, you have an area, you see yourself ticking one particular area. Go to that field, go to that area, just give yourself to it, and you see yourself birthing too many ideas, and most of those ideas are business ideas. You can develop them and go global with them. I hope someone got help from today's video. I'll be back with you, and for you next time to discuss how to take this further. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do well to subscribe with us, and you'll be glad you did. And of course, you can share what we're doing here to your friends over the social media platforms, and they will thank you later. Until I meet you again, bye.